Families have a lot going on. Let Ollie help manage the mental load with new cognitive help supplements for everyone 4 and up, like delicious Lolly Focus Pops or Lolly Mellow Pops for kids. And for parents, try 3 new Brainy Chews to help you focus, chill out, or get energized. Find these cognitive health buddies for the whole fam at ollie.com. That's OLLY.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Making everyone happy on vacation isn't easy. But you know what is? Going to Aruba. All you have to do is walk out your door to find pristine pools, relaxing white sand beaches, and an island teeming with outdoor activities that'll put a smile on any face. You won't just feel great, you'll all feel great, filled with a calmer, more peaceful vibe that radiates Aruba's warmth. And the best part is, it never fades. That's the Aruba effect. Plan your family trip at Aruba.com.
This is Optimal Relationships Daily, episode 2153. Which is more important, your marriage or your children? By Dr. Kelly Flanagan of drkellyflanagan.com. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to ORD. I'm your host and narrator, Greg Audino, here reading to you from and offering commentary on different articles each day, articles that discuss relationships and how to build strong ones in your own life. Today's article is really interesting to me, very daring and very honest. So listen closely as we get into it now and start optimizing your life. Which is more important, your marriage or your children? By Dr. Kelly Flanagan of drkellyflanagan.com. One of my posts about marriage was once picked up by the Huffington Post and went viral. In it, I wrote, "Our kids should never be more important than our marriage, and they should never be less important. Family is about the constant ongoing work of finding the balance." I expected it to be an unpopular statement. But as the conversation unfolded, some people said, "He's right, your marriage is more important." And others said, "He's right, your children are more important." My statement had become like a Rorschach inkblot test. Everybody projected their own beliefs onto it. Or rather, everybody projected their way of thinking onto it. The way we think. We are trained to think dualistically. We are trained to think in black and white. We are trained to think in either-or categories. As children, we're taught to think of good guys versus bad guys, friends versus enemies, jocks versus nerds. As we grow older, our either-or thinking usually grows bigger, and it usually grows into political and religious dualism. We separate people into groups and then separate ourselves from them. Over the centuries, our either-or thinking has served a survival function. When we think dualistically, we can make quick judgments and snap decisions. We can rank people to decide who is safe and who isn't. We can prioritize who is most important and who is less so. We can decide who matters and who doesn't. About 6 weeks after the marriage post went viral, I was at the gym, and 3 different televisions were broadcasting the inevitable consequences of our either-or thinking. Screen 1, Ferguson, Missouri. The dualism of white skin and black skin, powerful and powerless, dead kids and businesses burning to the ground. Screen 2, ISIS on a rampage, religious dualism taken to a level of rage and terror that is almost unimaginable. Screen 3, one of my childhood good guys, now turned bad guy, the dualism of predator and prey, played out over decades. I looked at the screens and thought, this world is in big trouble. And then I thought, we need a place where we can be trained in non-dualism, where we can learn to exchange either-or for both and. And finally, I thought, we already have such a place. It's called marriage. It's called family. The way we might see. As my wife and I approached our wedding altar, 2 small candles were burning, and as the ceremony progressed, we took part in an ancient ritual, the unity candle. We each took one of the individual candles, and together we lit the unity candle, symbolizing 2 becoming 1. However, instead of blowing out the individual candles, we placed them back on their stands as they continued to burn next to the unity candle. We wanted to symbolize that in marriage, 2 become 1, yet also remain 2. Not either or, both and. Marriage is meant to disrupt our dualism. two souls come together in a mysterious joining. Two people pledge themselves to one love and one purpose, yet remain separate people with their own thoughts, beliefs, dreams, and desires. One, but not one. Unified, but separate. The same, but different. It kind of messes with your head, doesn't it? It's supposed to. It's supposed to mess with your head and open up your heart, because our minds tend to think in either or, while our hearts tend to see in both and. In marriage, our hearts are given the freedom to stop choosing and start including. Am I most important? Yes. Is she most important? Yes. Are we most important? Yes. People say marriage is hard work, and they're right. It is hard work to quiet our dualistic minds and to let our hearts reveal, over many spinning years, the truth of this radical inclusiveness. It is a hard work that prepares us for welcoming our children into the same kind of both and unity. What if we had a unity candle ceremony for our families too? Each child would have their own individual candle, and as every member dipped his or her flame into the unity wick, the message would be sent, "You are an integral part of this wild adventure we call family. You are more, not less. You are equal, and you are equally loved." The way this world might heal. I don't think we've fully embraced the radical, transformative power of families who are learning to live in the both and, who are striving to love everybody first. Can you imagine a world in which an entire generation of children, when asked who mattered the most in your family, could sincerely answer, "We all did"? Can you imagine a generation of kids growing into a generation of adults who, when asked, "And who matters the most in this world?" could answer, "We all do. I do. You do. We all do." Ferguson, ISIS, Cosby. This stuff doesn't get better overnight. It gets better one generation at a time, as one generation after another learns through the family experience that we are all worthy of love and belonging, that we are all important enough to warrant the hard but essential work of valuing everybody with hearts of unity, rather than minds of duality. Which is more important, your marriage or your children? It's the wrong question. The question we need to begin asking is, how do our families become a training ground for mutuality and kinship and a love that elevates everyone to equal importance? How do we trade in our dividing minds for our unifying hearts? How do we live from there so that one day we might become a people who can welcome everyone home with equal joy? You just listened to the post titled, "Which is More Important, Your Marriage or Your Children?" by Dr. Kelly Flanagan of drkellyflanagan.com. And be sure to hang around for my comments right after this.
This episode is brought to you by Shopify. Whether you're selling a little or a lot, Shopify helps you do your thing, however you cha-ching. From the launch your online shop stage, all the way to the "we just hit 1 million orders" stage. No matter what stage you're in, Shopify's there to help you grow. Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/special offer, all lowercase. That's shopify.com/special offer.
This episode is brought to you by Bumble. So, you want to find someone you're compatible with, specifically someone who's ready for a serious connection, totally open to having kids in the future, is a tall, rock-climbing Libra, and loves rom-coms with vegan pizzas on Tuesdays just as much as you do. Bumble knows that you know exactly what's right for you. So whatever it is you're looking for, Bumble's features can help you find it. Date now on Bumble.
Dear Colgate, I love that you love that I love being at home. You even let me whiten my teeth from home. Because you know how I feel about getting up from my cloud couch. The Colgate Optic White LED Kit gives professional-level results in just 10 minutes a day for 10 days when used as directed. And that's why, Colgate, I want you to meet my parents. Because ever since meeting you, I've been living life to the brightest. Colgate Optic White. Find it at all major retailers.
And thank you so much to Dr. Kelly for once again encouraging us to think deeply about marriage, how we approach it, and in this case, how it can affect our presence outside of the home as well. This article really hit home for me. One principle I really try to live by is the emphasis of thinking about the gray area, making room for the exceptions and complications of all matters, seeing how they all connect. No, it doesn't always provide us with what feels like a concrete answer or means of sorting things and the perception of safety that can come with that. But if we choose to take this more honest approach in favor of feeling more definitive about life's questions, I do believe we unlock a greater sense of peace along with that greater sense of reality. And the peace comes from surrendering to our lack of answers. We can make educated guesses and estimates that help us get through our daily lives, but we needn't become more attached to them than we are to the truth of just not knowing. And over time, the sense of peace that comes with that. I know this turned into a bit of a tangent from me, and I'll step off my soapbox now, but Dr. Kelly has touched on some serious matters today, and it is well worth your time to see how his words can influence some very strong opinions that you might hold. I wish you luck with that, everyone. It is time to sign off for today, however. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for questioning. Thank you for doing right by your relationships. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and be sure to come back and start a new week with us tomorrow, where your optimal life awaits.